All right, so we're good to go. Look like everything is saying live. A few seconds in, and I'm gonna try to get an intro music to this podcast. It's long overdue, and it kind of sucks because I got one already for the other podcast, and I don't have one for this. I don't want to treat this podcast like a redheaded stepchild, so I need to step my game up on that. Okay, audio was good. Okay, all right. So let's get into it. This is episode 224 of the First and Framerates podcast. Myself, DJ81. Bills said he's going to take a leave of absence, so he's still around. I mean, he's still a member. I know he has some. He wanted to take some time to himself, so but the door is always open if the link is there. If he wants to come in and talk about these topics, not just this one, but any other topics that we talk about down the road. I mean, the door is always there. So, but he's still around. And like I said, we're going to talk about a few interesting topics today. I think it's going to be a pretty good episode. First and foremost, before we get into the intro for DJ, we're going to be talking about the esports boxing game. The trailer just dropped. I know everybody watched it. I just told DJ I have not watched it yet. So you guys want to get my initial reaction to that gameplay trailer. Also, we're going to talk about EA Sports returning the PGA Tour. As soon as Tiger Woods gets signed by 2K, these guys come out and say, "Hey, we got a golf game too." So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. We haven't talked about that in a while, and I don't know if y'all really know or really care, but Cyberpunk got a 44 gigabyte patch, which I don't consider that a patch. They basically got a whole new game, probably a couple of games, and if you depending on what generation you're talking about, you're probably talking about 6 games. So they got that all together. So we're going to talk about all of that. But first, I'm gonna let DJ spill his intro and ask. I'm gonna ask you how you been this weekend.
About to say what else was I gonna spill? I don't have any tea. I drank that before the show. Things have been good. Over the weekend, I had my first game in almost a year. I almost died on the field. My conditioning is shot for being 41 years old.
Blame COVID.
Whatever. But it didn't stop me from scoring a touchdown, though. 6 catches, 1 touchdown.
How many yards?
I would say at least almost 100.
Okay, that's what's up. Still got it.
Yeah, but I was dead by the second half. Most of those yards were in the first half. But I know I had a highlight play. Caught one, did like a 10-yard out, caught it, set up some dude, juked the fuck out of him. He went flying towards the sideline and got like 20 more yards. And I think the half was running down, so I got out of bounds after this. So it was like a 30, 40-yard play that I got out of bounds to stop the clock.
So you hit him with that that NCAA 14 juke when they be
back juke? Yeah. It's the analog down for current Madden.
I know, right? That's what's up, man. That's good to know, man. It's good to see you back out there active. I need to get more active myself, especially with my son, and he's getting to the point where he wants to go to the park. So I need to start getting more active. I mean, I am physical at work, but I need to that's not the same as actually doing like real workouts and stuff. So I need to do the same.
Well, if you start like when you lift with your knees and stuff, they can be like weighted squats and
that's true.
And I forgot what they call these, but like raises where you work on your shoulder. Down the front. Yeah, you can do that too. Lat raises, that's what they call.
There you go. Right. There you go. I did my pickup video the other day. I did it. I uploaded it yesterday, and a lot of people seem to start liking those pickup videos. It's really cool, and I want to show off this game that I got again. I mean, it's an old game, but I love the fact that I got it. I got NBA Jam Tournament Edition on PlayStation. I really love the condition of this game. I can't talk about it enough. There's the glare on it because it has the plastic. They put these things in plastic boxes.
Okay.
So the long box, you got the little plastic. So the long box games don't get damaged, but I think this is in very good condition. I'm happy I got that. But other than that, we're playing a few games. I need to hurry up and finish Gear so I can start Rage 2. May start streaming that maybe sometime tomorrow. I want to go ahead and finish because I'm almost done with Gears 5 for the second time. Then I'll start playing Rage 2.
I was about to say you and BG can get into an argument who ducks more games.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to duck them. I'm trying not. Also, shout out to everybody who watched the podcast on Saturday. It was I really enjoyed doing that. Got more topics for that podcast. I will release those topics on Friday, so hopefully you guys will come by and check that out. That's on the other channel. I think the link is not in the description, but I'll put it into the chat so you guys can check that out. And other than that, everything's been good. I cannot complain. So let's get into these topics. The Esports Boxing Club. I'm looking at this article right here. It says a hyper realistic boxing game come to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So we already know. For that being said, I guess there's no PS4 release, which is okay. I don't have a problem with that because I think it's gonna get to the point where we're gonna start trying to get away from those consoles anyway.
Yeah, I thought initially because you can do early access, without fail on PC. I figured that was it's gonna do that through Steam or whatever
Right.
PC storefront. We can't call these storefronts want to call themselves platforms, but no, storefronts.
Right.
And do that first before they get to the consoles. But actually, that's for the best. Honestly, I'd rather enjoy the best version of this game when it finally comes out, as far as the testing phase of it.
Yeah, because based on what this game's saying, what it's based on and what it can do, it looked like the last generation consoles will hold this game back, and I don't think that's at this point. I think we don't need to go through that again. We kind of went through that with the PS4, and with a lot of games like we know the game was unfinished, but still, Metal Gear Solid 5 was one of them. Battlefield 4 was another one. It was a handful of games that came out on both the PS3 and the PS4, the Xbox and Xbox 360, and they held them back. So I hope we start getting more of that to where even if these games do come out, instead of holding it back, just have it in its own sector to where, okay, this game's just going to do this on this console and this one's going to do that on that console. But we never know. I don't know. Like I said, I did not watch this trailer. I want to put this trailer up so we can look at it, and I'm going to give you my initial reaction. I think this is the right one. It came out March 28th. Yes, this is the right one.
Yeah, that's the most.
Yeah, that's the right one. So we're going to put this one up, and we're going to shout out to ESBC Game. This is their videos, not ours. So I'm going to put this up and I'm going to get my initial reaction because, like I said, I have not watched this. It's my first time seeing this.
All right, and of course, out of transparency, I have seen this.
All right, let me make sure before I go. Let me see if I can get the audio up because sometimes the audio does not like the word.
Yeah, you definitely gonna need because there's some explanations that go along with the bit.
All right,
Interactive.
Can you hear that?
In this video, we're going to take you through the gameplay mechanics within.
This means you guys chat.
Bear in mind
Can you hear that?
Final, it's still in alpha stages, and with your help and feedback, we'll continue to make improvements. So these are the items that we'll be covering in this video. Obviously, as the game progresses, we'll be dropping more development videos.
Quaface says he can hear it.
Game.
Good.
Like referee, the clinch system. So items that aren't fully yet integrated, but this is a good starter for us to get into. So one of the standout features within ESBC is the movement system that we've developed. Here you can see.
Wait a minute. This gameplay?
Yeah, that's game. You didn't think you thought it was going to be so CGI. No, this is gameplay.
Jesus Christ.
David Adelaide getting himself out of danger by throwing a nicely timed check hook. That in itself is a new feature with regards to the punch control. That means you have
that movement looks great
in terms of your fighting off the front foot, back foot, and also pivoting yourself out of danger with check hooks.
That facial expression when he got hit looked really good too.
Your opponent to your advantage.
Also, note like the size difference between the two, and then just how that would
be 100% accurate. Some punches.
Yeah, you can tell because the size difference, the movement is different.
Chest,
and then the jabs and stuff like that. How it wasn't hitting the same spot, and his physics base
fighting off his back.
Hey, what's up, Culinary?
Grab and a back foot straight.
Hi guys, this is Ethan. I'm a gameplay programmer here at SCI, and I'm here to talk to you about the feint system. So the vein system can be activated by using.
No, this is going to be on Steam to start out.
Just tap it.
And it's going to be early access, so it's going to be like alpha. This is alpha footage in progress.
So you can see here in this clip that I'm throwing a leaping left hook to the body. I cancel the punch after I've done part of the animation. I transfer into doing a left uppercut to the head.
All right, wait a minute. Let me go back. I need to know. I mean, this is going to be down the road, but I want to know how you
your opponents
are able to
attack from you, but you actually do a different attack.
Stop in mid punch and punch. That looked great. That looked really good.
I'm Andy Turner.
I think they
SCI. Thought
to the body.
Here it is right here.
I cancel the punch.
Okay, pause.
Yeah, how you cancel the punch? I like that.
Transfer.
Yeah, pause it right there.
The head. I cancel the punch.
Okay.
Think how they explained it was that it works in conjunction with the block button. Like if you go to punch, and I don't know if there's going to be momentum based with it, but you throw the punch, you tap the block button, whichever button the block button is going to be, and it'll cancel out that punch.
You have to let it go, then do the other punch.
Oh no, you don't hold on to it. You just tap it. It's like a timing based thing.
Okay. It's kind of like a offensive parry.
Yes. Oh. Okay. No,
because
feint.
No, I know, but I'm just saying I'm trying to make it make sense to me because when you parry,
like timing based,
right? Because like when you parry, you press the block button in a timing fashion, but on this you're on offense when you do it. It's the same mechanic. It's the same mechanic, but you're on offense.
And one more thing. We're not experts in boxing. We're definitely looking at this from a video game standpoint. So that's going to be our main focus. But anybody in the chat that wants to chime in on this, feel free to.
See, that's why I said offensive parry, because I'm used to using a parry in Street Fighter Third Strike, and it's basically the same thing, but he's on offense. Okay, I see how that works.
After I've done part of the animation, I transfer into doing a left uppercut to the head. So this is useful for mixing it up with your opponents, so they can expect one attack from you, but you actually do a different attack instead.
Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Hi, I'm Andy Turner. I'm the art director at SCI. Thought I'd just give you a quick overview of animation systems. So our movement system was really fast and fluid.
Pay attention, fellas.
Away from the sort of standard sort of clip-based animation, where you kind of like loop clips to put movement together.
Now, mind you, this is alpha footage.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know what alpha footage look like in some games?
I'm just
letting you know.
I'm currently playing a game that kind of mirrors it in Scum as far as alpha footage, but I mean alpha gameplay. But no, this is a boxing game.
It just looks a bit robotic to me. So we've got a new system.
Pause it again.
Wait a minute. He said that looks robotic to him.
Critique themselves. See, that's what I like about these developers. They're not afraid to critique themselves and show that they too understand that they could go a little further than what is shown. But to us, we're like, God damn.
But I'm saying he's saying that looks robotic, but looks good. I'm just saying that looks good to me. That's what I'm saying. It's like, wow. So their standards are like very high.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, these are guys, one, that know the sport, understand it, and want to bring that simulation feel of a boxing game or the sport of boxing to all the users. I'm like, the last boxing game we had was really what Fight Night was it? Fight Night Champion?
Yeah, Champion.
So
that came out in 2011? That seemed like so long ago. Jesus Christ, 10 years.
It's a lifetime ago.
Isn't like that.
What's up, Jared?
Based.
See him in the chat.
That's really good because when
Antonio, same thing.
They can just do what they do best. They know how to move. We're not telling them how to move. They do the movement based on what they would really do in a fight. We have our own motion capture studio, so that they can come in and we can just let them do their thing within certain constraints that we give them, so that we can capture the best parts of their movements, their traits, and all their punches and blocks and move sets. They're all captured here.
My son,
There's
man.
no
Yeah, I saw him a little bit earlier.
such. It's all motion captured.
So the adrenaline system was introduced because
this is
we wanted
interesting.
something more than just a stamina bar depleting. We wanted there to be the element of really.
You got the
going
heart
after
rate
a
in the
fight
game. That
if
is
you think
great.
they're in trouble, or if you just want to get them out quickly. So what the adrenaline system does is once your heart rate reaches a certain BPM, your stamina will max out. But as you can see here, the downside to that is your maximum stamina reduces significantly. There's also a cooldown timer on this, so you have to really pace your fights. Otherwise, you could end up being gassed out after 3 or 4
Yeah,
rounds.
okay, yeah, he does.
All that there made sense. There's nothing to break down there. That just made
So
straight
the
sense.
counterpunch system works really well with the movement, as well as the range of punches available, whether it's front foot, back foot.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. I want to see something real quick. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I want to see if I can get the resolution to go up a little bit. Yeah, that thing was in 360p. Like, who wants to watch it in that?
Well, they're watching us at 720.
Well, at least I can match it up to the resolution. You know, it's like.
But if you think about it, most of the people are probably watching on a mobile phone, so the size
We've done away with
360 is going to look like 1080.
This
Oh,
corner
that's true.
scene is still very early in terms of what's going to be shown, but essentially,
Oh, and that's also a shot at you Switch users.
will determine how you recover. So we wanted fight stances to really make a difference in terms of what you decide to have for your fighter. As an example, the Philly shell will block certain body punches. So rather than
Man, look
to
at those
always press
boxing
block
trunks.
to block a certain type of punch, you can let your stance do.
Now,
some of that
I have
for
a
you.
question about this real quick. These are legends, right? Joe Frazier and Rocky Marciano. Is the game going to be like this, where it's in black and white if you play against people of that time who didn't play on color, didn't fight on color TV?
I don't know, but if that's the case, that would be a tease to have a vintage broadcast feel.
Right. Like, especially if you had guys who boxed back then when there was no color TV. I would love to have this. I don't want this just to be like some training thing. And that will be, I mean, it's kind of like how it was with NBA 2K12. You know what I mean? When they did that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just something to keep your eye on. That'd be pretty dope.
What's up, Hood Nerd?
We'll have a pro and a con to balance it out.
What's up, Hood
We'll
Nerd?
be
Good to see you.
releasing a
What's up, Jared?
career mode video in the future.
What's up, Antonio?
But here are a few aspects that we can share in this video. So this is the promoter screen. This is where you'll sign with the promoter for a certain number of fights. The promoter aspect is important within the career mode because it will determine how fast you can climb the rankings table, how quickly you can get a world title shot, your popularity, and also when you're negotiating a fight.
All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Oh, let me go back real quick.
Oh, you already done.
Yeah, I went too far, right? I'm looking at Michael Jones, this guy right here. It's like dude's in struggle mode. If you don't see it, dude is like a 35 rating.
Oh.
I know. I mean, I'm just looking at it.
Because
just like,
for me, when I'm looking at it, the title and everything is in the way, so I can't see it. But you can go ahead.
There it is, right there. You see
also,
it?
Okay.
I want to get it out. I want to get it out the way, but it won't do it.
No, it's
paused.
fine. It's fine.
when you're negotiating.
But yeah, he's 35 overall, so I thought that was
so
neat.
the negotiation screen.
Now he's dude
is
77.
By
but it's Dalton Smith,
everything
not Michael
from
Jones.
the percentage split through to whether the fight is at home or away. Things like the training camp is in your control. That'll impact your finances. But we've also added a few gameplay elements, such as having injury insurance should you get injured.
Wow.
Or should the opponent get injured in the lead up to the fight. There's also a rematch clause, but whether you're ranked higher or lower than the fight that you're going for will determine the chances of success.
Let me go back to that real quick. I want to show y'all something. When you talk about games that have a career mode, these small things make a difference. Like when people talk about they want a franchise mode and they want this to be all this and all that, I don't need nothing that's really over the top. It's just the small things inside of a franchise mode or a career mode makes a difference. Injury insurance. What if you lose the fight? Or what if you really get hurt? You still can recruit money to continue your career. It won't be that big of a deal once you come back from injury. Rematch clause. What if you get that? you want a rematch. The fight purse, you can negotiate. This whole thing about negotiating right here, it's one of the small things that's kind of like a game within a game when you are going throughout your career. It's not necessarily about the boxing. You're actually trying to better yourself in all aspects of being a boxer, not just what's in the ring. Same thing I say about franchise mode in a football game. It's not about wins and losses. You want to win, but then again, you still want to upgrade that stadium so you can make more money, or you want to sign that certain player so your team can get better, or you want to sign a player that you may think that has the potential to be better. It's the fight. It's the challenge within the challenge that makes the career modes or the franchise mode much more enjoyable. And I think the small things make it the big things, because it's good to just have good trading logic, or like DJ say, wear and tear. Now, I don't get me wrong, I agree those things need to be in the game, but there's some basic things in franchise mode for Madden that's just not even there. You can't even hold out. You can't even really have a real good fight when it comes to free agency. You know what I'm saying? You can't have like people won't sign to your team because of whatever. They don't have that in the game no more. But those small things that like say, okay, I want this running back, so I need to change this if I really want him. That's a challenge in the franchise mode. They don't have that no more. But this right here, this alone is huge for a career mode. I love every bit of this.
Whether you're ranked higher or lower than the fight that you're going for will determine the chances of success. So this is the opponent statistics screen. Once your fight negotiation has been successful, you can go and check out your opponent's stats. But what's available will be determined by how good your coach is. So if you have a high-ranked coach who has skills in the areas that are required, then you'll be able to see your opponent's strengths and weaknesses and his ratings. So you need to have a good coach to be able to see your opponent's statistics. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. We hope it's given you more of an insight into how ESBC plays. As I said at the start, everything you've seen is in alpha. We know there's some funky things happening in the game right now.
I don't see it. You say there's funky thing. I'm dead serious. It's hard for me to believe that this is alpha footage. Like when they said there was alpha on the visuals when I first seen this game, I can say, okay, I can understand why they may say that's alpha. But the way this game moves, this game like it can come out right now. No, I'm not joking when I say that.
I know.
Character models, the punches, the movement, everything. So nothing's final, but hopefully it's given you a good indication with regards to the direction we're heading. Thank you for watching, and keep an eye out on our social media channels for the launch of the next ESBC Fighter announcement show.
I can't lie. I'm impressed. I like what I see. I was like, I know last time I think we talked about this, I said I was not going to be like all hyped about a game because I've been burned so many times. They're really giving me a reason to be hyped. And I'm dead serious. Like they're giving me a reason to like look forward to this game and not go in with low expectations. Because like I said this before, it's so many games. I mean, we've all been there. If you've been gaming at least since the PlayStation 3 era, we all go in these games think it's going to be something, and we end up getting disappointed by at least the second or third week of playing. This game right here, unless if they have like some, and I don't want to put ill will on them, unless they have like some type of game-breaking bug or something, this looks like it's going to be a phenomenal game that they're putting into it. And like you said earlier, DJ, they're critiquing themselves. You don't hear that in other sports titles. You rarely hear that in any title.
Right,
they're just ready to hype the game up, and they kind of ignore the stuff that we obviously see.
Yeah, because the biggest complaint that we have about devs on these sports games is that they're always looking for consumer feedback, which can be good. But when it comes to what should be in the game, if you're talking about football, you're talking about basketball, you're talking about ice hockey, you don't need us to tell you what's in the game. They play the games on TV. You can watch it and study and learn.
Not only that, I mean, you would think you would have guys who know the sport that's in-house developing the game, right? So they would know.
You would think.
Consumers don't need. Not I always stated that. Like, I mean, I never wasn't 100% against I wasn't never 100% against the Game Changer program. But after a while, I thought about it. I was like, why do they need gamers? And I know this sounds crazy. Why do they need gamers to help them how to put football in their game. Now, if you're looking for bugs, you're looking for glitches, you're looking for, a game breaking, play or whatever, I get it. But, but when you have to go down there and give them feedback about football, there's a red flag right there. I don't know if anybody else understands it. I think there's a red flag in that. But these guys, I mean, obviously they don't have that type of program, but you hear it in this footage. They're like saying like, hey, the movement's not where we wanted to be. Certain jabs are not right. The visual's not where we wanted to be. There's still an alpha. We got a long way to go. So we're going to continue to work on it. You rarely hear that from games. Like they want us to say what they're saying, but they're basically putting it out there like, look, we know y'all might think it looks great, but we got other things that we want to, that we want to put in this game and that we think that it could be better. Complementary Sports says a lot of thought is going into this game. Absolutely. Not only thought, but work, time, critique. These guys this is what every game that you want it to be like when they're developing a game. They're saying the right things, and you want every game to say what they're saying. And I walked away impressed. Like I said, I don't know if y'all don't know. This is my first time seeing this, and because everybody was talking about it on Twitter, and I wasn't going to watch it, but I like what I see. I like it a lot, and I'm going to be downloading it, and I'm going to see what the gameplay is going to look like on PC because I'm with it. You got anything, DJ?
Let's talk about on the dev side of things. It seems like they actually warded off a company that wanted to come in and fund it. I forgot which company, big company wanted to come in. I don't think it definitely wasn't EA or 2K. I think somebody else wanted to come in and help fund it, but they warded them off because they really want something that that they can control the outcome of and not have it watered down by, mismanagement from above them. So hats off to them for doing that. But there's going to be more offers probably later on down the road, the closer this game gets to, releasing out into the wild. And the more reception and depending upon how it plays, the better reception, the more likely these other companies are going to try to come in and swoop in. I wouldn't be surprised if 2K, after hearing about it, are going to go crazy with the money, just like HBO Max is going with the Snyderverse of the Justice League, fighting Warner Media over that. So, again, hats off to them to keeping the game with within their grasp and not trusting in somebody else's hands. Trying to see, there was another thing. Oh. And it's funny because even with the gameplay the way it was in alpha, nobody bothered to, check out that the ref is missing. And
I noticed that. I know
you noticed it, but you didn't bring it up. See, if this was Madden, you would have brought that up. That also You're right. Yeah, there's a point to this because the gameplay was so good. The ref didn't even have to be there.
No. That is a good point. But the reason why I didn't say anything because it is an alpha stage. That's why I didn't say anything. Honestly, now with Madden's had the refs in their games for years, and they just took it out. But no, I didn't say that. And you made a good point. But I did not say anything because it is an alpha stage. But I did notice it. But I didn't want to go on it like being like. I don't like to critique alpha footage because I know it's alpha footage. So I don't like to critique it so much, but I'm honestly, this doesn't look like alpha footage.
Well,
like if they were saying like this is in game about to be released in like a month or so, I was like, all right, wait a minute. What's going on here? The ref's supposed to be there trying to figure out who's doing anything wrong in the ring, but it's alpha. So I'm actually surprised that there was a crowd in the background on the alpha footage.
Why show mercy when they ain't showing themselves mercy? They're critiquing their own game, harshly critiquing the movement. It looks robotic to me. So that's what he said. He's willing to go in on his own game. Then we should back him up.
And see, that's another thing. Like when you're trying to hype your game up, people like us. I mean, we've been doing this for years. When you're trying to hype your game up, we're going to find a reason. We're like, all right, you're hyping this game up, but this. You're hyping this, but that. But he came in like, look. This is what we got. This is alpha stage. You see this. We're working on that. And they're telling us the things that they like and the things that they don't like. You rarely hear that from a developer. They're usually just telling you, hey, we're working on this, we're working on this, we're working on this, we're working on this. It's like, all right, you're working on it, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
you're not telling.
like that 5-year project with deep zone safeties.
Right. Like, yeah, exactly. It's like you're working, but you're not necessarily like breaking down why you're working on it or what you don't like. You're just saying we're working. Okay. When a developer shows something that they don't like, that's when you know that, okay, they're really paying attention to what's on the screen instead of saying, oh, this coding is wrong, so we're going to tell the fans that we're working on this, so the coding of the game will work right. No, he specifically said, I don't like the movement. He said a couple of things he didn't like or whatever, and they're working on. So those are the small things that are detailed that they're working on. And I like stuff like that because just like I said about the franchise mode and career mode, it's not just, hey, I'm giving you the wow factor. Here's a boxing game. Hey, you can knock this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool, but when I know you're paying attention to the details, like, okay, I want this movement to be like this. I want this jab to go like that. I want this. I want to make sure that the negotiations are right. When you're looking at stuff like that, that's when I know, like, okay, you're really putting in work instead of just saying, oh, when you get this game, you're going to fight just like Sugar Ray. It's like, all right, cool, but am I going to really fight like him when the movement is wrong? You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? You know, but you know, they give you two little moves, two signature moves that a boxer would do, and all of a sudden they got everybody hyped that thinking they're fighting with that boxer. Like, no, they're going into detail. Now, I like that. That's some really good stuff.
Now, just to add into that, just to reiterate that they did explain that they let the boxers go into their motion capture studio and do their thing within whatever constraints that they had. That's very key because they also brought up the fact that most motion sequences in sports games are looped and clipped. So you do get that awkward, like everyone has seen that awkward transition that goes on in running animations, jukes, spin moves,
stiff arms,
like that. And I think the closest
catches.
And I think the closest game that actually, you know, did well with motion capture, dare I say it, NBA Live, as far as you know, their player movement, their dribbling, and their transitions to certain moves. Now, I ain't gonna say Live 14. I'm gonna say 15, and then skip 16, and
so there's no 17.
19. So. Yeah, 19. Because there were definitely no 18.
No, but you know, the thing is, I went back and played Live 2000 last night. Last night I played it, and that's a PlayStation 1 game. And I know Antonio Wilson was there. I think Complimentary was there as well. For a PlayStation 1 game, the movement in that game is like phenomenal. It's like, how do you go from that to what you have now 20 years later? I understand that, you know, certain type of code don't work on another console or whatever, but you know what you have to put in a basketball game. And even though the game is rough, the polygon's not the best, the movement in that game was actually really, really good. And I'm like, yo, Live 2000 was, you know, movement wise, they had like the dribbling, they had the spin moves, they had the right dunks, the rebounds, the hook shot. They had all the stuff that Live 19, they have it, but it's so like robotic and stiff. Like, how you can get it right on a PlayStation 1 title and on a PlayStation 4 you can't. I just don't understand that. It's really weird. But I don't know. I digress. But I don't have anything else with this boxing game. We're going to definitely keep ourselves posted on this when something new comes out.
On that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it because I really like what I see. Let's look at some of the comments. I think Antonio said he never played an own Fight Night champion. At this point, I'll be honest, I wouldn't say go back and play it. I mean, it's an okay boxing game, but I don't think it's nothing to go back and play. Honestly, I had more fun playing Fight Night 2004, and that's saying a lot. But Champion, I did like the story mode. I will say that the boxing is okay, but I don't think it's enough to say, hey, if you find it, get it. You know, I mean, obviously, if it's under $5, why not? But
Right.
I don't say run out and get it. I will say that it's not the champion.
I will add this. Evander Real Deal Holyfield boxing was the most fun I had in a boxing game.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I did the whole career mode and everything. Went from ashy to classy. And then fell off the mountaintop after a few fights or whatever, being on top of it, just fending people off. Then, coming across up and coming boxers that were better, faster. There were some fights that I was able to slug out, but the others, it was just like I was losing stamina. Like you really, when you got up there in age as a boxer in that game, it showed. You couldn't keep up. You couldn't last. You had to be more strategic. And it was funny, be more strategic for a 2D type of boxing game because it wasn't really 3D. You literally were like going back.
It was on a 2D. It was a 2D plane that was going back and forth. Yeah.
Right. So
I don't want to get into like my favorite, but I mean, obviously, I'm old school. I was a big fan of Mike Tyson Punch Out. Evander Holyfield boxing was good. I did play that. I don't know if anybody else was a big fan of this. I was a fan of Prize Fight on the Sega CD. And I didn't too much care. I didn't too much care for the Sega CD, but I actually had fun playing that game.
And preliminary, I don't think I ever put in that code. He says you put the whole code in, DJ. Like, nah, I didn't put the code in.
Iggy asked, I'm gonna put it out here because that's a good question. He said, "Do we have any news on NBA Live 22?" No, I've been trying to get I tried to get information from Scott OG, but he's not saying anything.
Well,
I know he listens.
Anything.
I know he's not supposed to, but I'm just saying he's just not saying anything. He does listen to the podcast, so hopefully when news do come out, I hope we're one of the first people that he comes in and talks to us about it because if he is working on NBA Live 22, which I would think he is, but we'll see how that goes.
Man 22 for everybody.
Right. But we'll see. Because don't get me wrong, I like Live 19. I've had fun playing it. I do need to stream it more, but it's just when I went back to play Live 2000, it just made me. It really reminded me like Live was that game. I mean, even up to maybe what Live 05, and then they had another resurgence with Live 10. But it was like, I mean, even way back, like Live 95, 96, all those, like Live was like the basketball game to play. And it sucks that they just have not been able to capture any remnants of what they used to have. I mean, I don't even care about them competing with 2K. I just want them to have like something like they had when their basketball games were fun. And unfortunately, we just haven't had that. And there's maybe, we'll see. Scott OG, I trust in him. I mean, he's put anything that he put his hands on, it pretty much the games turned out great. So, I say really good. So we'll see.
His hands around somebody's neck on the job. but anyway, speaking of segues, we do have news coming from EA.
Yeah, we're about to get into that right now. I'm glad you said that. EA Sports has announced that they're coming back with their golf game, kind of similar how they did with the college football game. Oh, real quick, before we go there, he said Live 2002 Steve Francis on the cover. Did y'all know the Japanese version of that game has Michael Jordan in a Wizards uniform?
Damn.
Like, a lot of people didn't know that. Yeah.
It was like, fuck Steve Francis. Give us MJ's watch.
Right.
That's on the cover.
All right. Let me see if I can pull it up before we get in there. But yeah, EA Sports is coming out with their let me see. There we go.
They're basically bringing back.
Yeah, they're bringing back EA Sports PGA Tour and DJ. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk. What are your thoughts about that?
This is embarrassing. This is embarrassment. This was an embarrassing announcement. This had embarrassment written all over it. That company is just totally EA Sports just dropped the ball on the golfing genre. How do you let HB Studios go years in creating a great sim golf game, then acquire the PGA license for themselves, then get hooked up with 2K, and now you want to come out with a golf game?
Right.
How much money did you guys waste in retaining that license for how many years? And you did one game, and that game was like a tech demo for Frostbite. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
the Roy
going in on this. This is-
McIlroy game.
Yeah, this is just EA just. Oh man, this is just. I've been thinking about this all day. How does a company allow somebody in marketing or whoever controls the licensing or whatever? How do they allow that person to spend money every single year on a license that they don't use? But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after Tiger, it's even more embarrassing. Your former cover guy, Tiger Woods, is signed up with 2K.
Right, exactly.
Like, who does that shit?
It's crazy. What do you think about the game? Do you think the game is gonna be any good? Because you got to think about it. These guys over here on 2K, the golf club people went over there, and the guys from golf club, they make a phenomenal golf game. I don't know if they can compete. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
Here's the thing, EA has done a great job with the golf sport as far as how it plays. It has options for everybody. They say that this one will, and the caveat for this one, I think is whatever. It's a desperate grab. Is that you'll be able to play with the pros, so you won't be locked out, and it won't be just you'll see the pros here, and it's just about you. You'll be able to play as the professional. But to tell you the truth, I don't know how many people really care about playing with the professionals. I know Bill's expressed
he's really big on that. He really wants that.
But here's the thing. You're not going to compete with HB Studios as far as the amount of golf courses you're going to be able to play. I'm going to tell you, that is straight up 100% guarantee. EA cannot beat that.
Because isn't even the golf courses, aren't they licensed?
See, here's the thing. It's not just
even if
just the licensed courses, it's the amount of creator content made courses. There's like hundreds of golf courses that you can play. They already took what they did with Rory McIlroy with the Frostbite, where you had like what was the stage in Battlefield 4 where you were battling on the islands, you could play golf with that.
Oh yeah, because they that's when they merged the Battlefield 4
right
map. Yeah.
HB Studios did them better than that. So it's one of those things where it's just like you're definitely working as the underdog, EA Sports, in this. You should be embarrassed. You allowed the sport to sit on your lap. You kept giving the sport money, but you didn't put out a game, and now you're behind.
I just think mechanically, I don't think they'll be able to, unless they revamp everything they used to do. Because even with EA's PGA or Roy McIlroy, that game played okay. But the thing about it is, when I started playing Golf Club, I did not want to go back to playing Roy McIlroy. The mechanics of that game and the realistic aspect and the ball physics, that entire game is just you're gonna have to put in work to actually learn how to be really good at that game. And I think that's one thing about sports titles that we don't get as much. But that game is I believe is going to be far superior to whatever EA puts out, unless they just know something we don't know. They can put out a game. It could be similar to what they had. And if it is, good luck. I mean, I think people will play it but I don't think it'll outdo what PGA 2K21 has done. Hell, even the last couple of golf clubs have been great before they even went to 2K. So I don't know what they have in store. I just don't.
I know Preliminary is trying to correct me, but it is HB Studios. It's not HBC. I just went and checked, and Preliminary is trying to give me an L. Well, reverse L.
Hey man, the man trying, man. The man trying.
No, you know what? Because I took an L the other day. I was trying to correct one of our fellow Wizards fans because she had incorrectly stated that I think Westbrook, he had that crazy triple double.
Yeah, like 21 assists or something like that.
Yeah, and I thought he had 24. She said he had 11. I was like, what? He had 24. But it turns out he had 21. But
so both of y'all caught L.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just like, he had 35 points, 21 assists, and he has 14 rebounds, because we kept saying if he had gotten 6 more rebounds, he would have been 20-20-20.
Oh yeah, right.
But
I wonder, like if they have this for Xbox.
what?
This Michael Jordan cover one. I want this now. Mr. Ham, shout out to Mr. Ham. He got me wanting this game now, the Japanese version.
Mm.
But I think I'm gonna end up getting it though. It's this the Jordan cover. If y'all haven't seen it already, I put it up on the screen. But that's an amazing cover.
The cover and the version before its time, because especially with the Wizards, Roy Hachimura, definitely doing big things with the Wizards, and
this is another right. And this is another picture I want to show you. It is real. That's the inside cover of it, so it is real.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only in Japan, so you have to actually. But see, the thing about it is, when you flip the cover over, it still has Steve Francis on the back.
Well, yeah,
But Jordan's on the cover, but Steve Francis is still on the back of it. But that's still pretty neat, though.
Yeah,
pretty cool collector's item. If anybody's
Jordan on the cover instead of Steve Francis.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But the thing is, I guess they were kind of trying to appeal to a bigger audience, and the people in Japan may not know who the hell Steve Francis is, so they know who Jordan is. So they found a way to sell the game.
Yeah, but
my son's back. Go ahead.
That's all. But as far as this thing with EA, I wish them luck, but they're operating as underdogs in this. The fact that, like I said, they let the license sit. They paid PGA all that money, and they only did one game. And then they let this little studio, HB Studios, come in and just take it all away, including Tiger Woods. L for EA.
Yeah, they're way behind because, like I said, they are what these guys did. The guys from Golf Club, they done a phenomenal job with their game, and they teamed up with 2K, and even though they teamed up with 2K, they still were able to keep everything the way they wanted, and 2K didn't step in.
Right, because knowing if EA, here's the thing. I think, conspiracy theory here. I think EA tried to acquire this studio.
I would not be surprised.
I think they were rejected and turned down. I think if that were to be true, that would be even more embarrassing than this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because you got to think about it. At the same time, look who EA got. They got Cold Masters. They picked up a couple other people. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if this was like another one of the companies they were trying to get. So, but yeah, it is embarrassing. So, I mean, if anything, if they are going to come up with another game, they're gonna have to like really go in and try to make something happen because like I said, this golf game 2K has is very well done. Mr. Hammond complimentary talking about Gonzaga, and they said, yeah, Gonzaga is really good this year. Hopefully, they may win it. We don't know. We'll see. Mr. Ham says Gonzaga is going to lose to Michigan in the championship game. Do you think I should go ahead and get PGA 2K21? I still haven't got it. You think I should buy it?
Are you going to be playing golf at all? If you're not going to play, like, honestly, wait a minute, hold up. Don't you have, wait a minute. Don't you have Game Pass?
Yes, I have Game Pass.
Wait till it goes on Game Pass. Yeah,
that's cool.
Wait until it goes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Good idea. And if you guys don't mind, man, hit the like button, man, and let people know what we're doing over here. Hitting that like button really helps with the algorithm, and it also gets people that watches your content or watches the content you watch. It'll come up on the recommended line of videos, and it'll help more people come watch us. And that means you get more people here, more people we can roast. So go ahead and get that on and popping, man. Really appreciate it.
Put them on the grill.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. Ham says he prays that EA doesn't try to buy out Steel City. Yeah, I hope not either. Hopefully they stay where they are. The game looks great.
Yeah, you already had one company try to swoop in. Like I said, I don't know which company that was, and I don't think that when they mentioned they didn't mention the company by name. They just mentioned that a company wanted to come in and provide some money. So,
well, that's really professional. They didn't out the company that tried to be scumbags and kill off their game.
Right.
That's good to know. I don't have anything else on that, man. Let's go ahead and jump into Cyberpunk. I'm going to talk about this real quick. Cyberpunk 2077 got a 44 gigabyte patch. I think it's on either, I don't know, all three platforms got that big of a patch, but I think it's on the average of 44 gigabytes. And 500 different upgrades, but the game still has problems. NPCs still walking like zombies. They're walking through the ground. Cars are spawning. You can see the cars are becoming transparent as they drive, so you can see through them as you drive. There are random shootouts that happen between the police and other NPCs, and those random shootouts literally can happen for 20 to 30 minutes at a time. Like it's like a loop where they're just they're behind cover and they're just constantly shooting at each other. So if you happen to just stand there and just watch the shootout, they're just constantly just shooting. They're not trying to run away. They're not trying to shoot. Nobody gets hit. They're just shooting, and they constantly do that for 20 minutes at a time. If you commit a crime, the cops just spawn out of thin air still and start shooting and trying to arrest you. There are parts of the game that still hasn't been untouched. The game looks good, but you can drive in some areas of Night City and there's nothing happening. No cars, no people, no way to get into buildings. Only thing that happens is just like the street lights come on and the traffic lights go red, yellow, and green, but there's no cars driving in some parts of Night City. What else? The only thing that basically was fixed, that some of the problems that was in the missions, they fixed the missions and they fixed, like, I guess it was like some texture and resolution stuff. But actual gameplay, there's, like I said, you still have people falling through the ground. Cars are still doing things they're supposed to be doing. People are still floating. Some running animations aren't there. Well, I can say some running animations. The running animation is not there. So sometimes they'll like be floating like this while they're running. The game is still a mess after 44 gigs. That just goes to show you that this game had like serious problems, and this game may not be completely finished till 2022, 2023. 44 gigs wasn't enough. I don't know what to say. What do you think about that, DJ?
So basically, what you described in the first part of this patch was basically Cyberpunk 2077 Chicago edition with the endless shootouts and police just popping up out of nowhere. Like, you commit a crime, police right there, they know your ass is black playing this game. Black while playing Cyberpunk. That's what happens. They definitely knew what they were doing when they put the patchwork in. It was like, we got some black players playing this game. We need to know that the police, Blue Lives Matter for some reason. Because they also said they expanded the police response, not to include the suddenly appearing police, but also their chase radius is actually larger now. So.
Let me tell you what they did. When the game first started, when you first started playing the game, like say if you stole something, the police will spawn right behind you trying to shoot and arrest you. Right behind you. They will spawn right behind you. Now they spawn maybe like 15 to 20 feet away. That's the only difference.
Southside Chi-Town edition. Where's Noble when you need him?
I know, right?
He probably was in the game when the people involved in the shootout. Oh boy.
Son, go to mommy. He gotta get his diaper. He gotta get his pull-up change. Ain't no cheese. You know what you did. He gotta go get his diaper change while well, he's in pull-ups now, but
he acting like the cops in that patch.
Come here, son.
But yeah, it's just all these issues with Cyberpunk, even after a 44 gig patch, is inexcusable. I think, yeah, Mr. Ham already said it. That's ridiculous after a 44 gig patch. It's unacceptable. Chirac, exactly. It's definitely like it is. But yeah, I mean, to have the main focus, it's like to have the main focus of the issues be like these mission-based.
All right, I'm back.
Mission-based fixes and police response. They must have knew that half their audience was black while playing the game.
Now I got the list of changes that are here.
And do you guys have another hour to go? Because a lot of them.
It was like No Man's Sky. Yo, this game, I don't know if it was like No Man's Sky. I don't think No Man's Sky had this many problems. I just think with No Man's Sky, they just didn't deliver what they said they was going to do. This game was literally like broken.
See, okay, as being a person who streamed No Man's Sky on day one, there was nothing in No Man's Sky. So actually, Cyberpunk released with more in their game than No Man's Sky. It's just that No Man's Sky was able to clean up very well. Right now, Cyberpunk is behind the curve.
Yo, Scott, no, I play. And don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that the game was fun. I enjoyed playing Cyberpunk. I just couldn't play it after I just uninstalled it once I realized how much stuff that was missing in the game. And I was having fun with it, but if I'm missing out this much stuff, I didn't want to play it and beat it and then have to go back and beat it again. I was not going to do that. But apparently, this 44 gigs of stuff. I'm not even going to go through this. I'm going to let you guys see this. This is all the stuff that the list of changes that they have. Look, now you see this, right? Now watch how much I scroll. Look at this. That is all the stuff that was missing in the game.
Wait a minute, there's no part 1, part 2? Because I know if you look at it on Steam, there's a part 1 and then there's a part 2.
No, they just said and many more.
Wait, oh,
it just says and many more.
They had the nerve. Hold up. They have the nerve to say and many more.
Yeah,
fuckers.
I'm gonna go back up so y'all can see.
Hold on. What's the dead console? The Stadia specific.
Okay, this is what they did for Stadia. They improved stability throughout the title.
Wait, they didn't improve the internet connection? Oh, they are already fucked up.
Nope, they just said they improved stability throughout the title, fixed the missing sound effects. Re-implemented a missing prompt for taking a screenshot, and I don't want to hear it. I guess that's all.
I don't want to hear it. I'm sure somebody said that when they was reading this. I don't want to hear shit about this.
Fixed several graphical issues with lighting and cascade shadows. Implemented missing numeric key prompts at the AZERTY keyboard. Like, how in the world you don't have... All right, we're going to go back up. I'm going back up now. This is all the stuff that's missing again. And I'm just going to go up at a normal...
Oh, that's right. They also added features that talk about that go into ray tracing.
Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah,
in the notes as you were scrolling. But
here we go again. This is all the stuff that they fixed. I'm just going up at normal speed. This is a lot of stuff.
Wait. As soon as you start scrolling again, I got the perfect tune for that.
Jesus Christ,
that's a lot. Patch note 1.2 had the nerve to call it and many more list of changes.
I don't even know if I can go through this. I'm not even going to try to go through this. I'm not just going to scroll, and if I see something that stands up, I'm just going to say something.
All right, here we go.
You did say about the spawn radius. Steering sensitivity. I'm trying not to laugh. Stop. Fix the issue where aiming while under effect of the Berserk cyberware move crosshair with no input from the player. Let's see. Fix the issue where grapple enemies voice.
The gorilla.
Fix the issue where grapple enemies played voice lines as if the player bumped into them. No longer possible to perform gorilla arm finishers against civilians. Why not? They're civilians. Like, why not? I mean, they're civilians. We get to beat them up too, right?
Apparently not anymore.
Fix an issue where a civilian running from a driver player could react incorrectly.
Yeah, There's a lot wrong with that game.
Let's see. Improve jacking. This sounds so bad. This sounds so bad. It says improve jacking in interactions with forklifts. Yo, hey, listen. This sentence right here could be taken in so many wrong ways. Improve jacking in interaction with. All right, okay.
Wait, hold on. There's another one. Hold up. Fix the issue where enemies did not fall on the ground after being killed with the synapse burnout. I remember there was one where somebody choked somebody out. Somebody, pull one of those things that everybody thought happened to me in one podcast.
You got yoked out?
Yeah, but what happened was after the dude was killed, he got up and walked. The character that was killed got up and walked to the seat and then slumped into the chair. I was like, what the fuck is this?
And like I said, this game had all these problems. And the game, this how good, I ain't gonna say, this how good the game's supposed to be. Even with all these problems, the game was honestly fun to play. But this crazy. Let's see.
I didn't even know V could use consumables.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I'm like,
fix the prompt of on an unavailable vehicle door that said locked. Fix an issue where dumping the body in the trunk started the vehicle engine.
It was a smart car. I knew it was time to get away.
I know, right?
Wait a minute. There was what actually? Hold up. There was actually one mission that were coding this game in Braille. That's what was going on. Oh, wait a minute. He muted himself.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to say we're up here at the list of problems. We're not even in the middle. Look, this is where I am right here. I'm up here. Let's see.
The next prompt that's gonna pop up. Let's see what's gonna happen. You're gonna continue scrolling, and what's gonna happen? The screen's gonna go dark. Be like, are you still there?
Fix an issue where NPCs trip over other NPCs too often. I don't. This you can't make this stuff up.
Oh man, why would they be in position to trip over each other? Like,
fix an issue where pedestrians could get teleported after being hit by a vehicle.
Oh, that's what tends to happen when you get hit by a vehicle. You teleport from Earth to heaven or hell. Yeah, I know, right? Uh-oh.
I know, right?
I wish there was somebody saying uh-oh when they were making this game. God damn it, Ray just stops scoring goals. Shit.
Fix trap map markers flying off the mini map occasionally.
Why?
Why? I'm trying to see if anything else.
Your son would be quality assurance for that team right about it.
I know.
He would have stopped a lot of this from having no.
Jackie will now empty his clip before reloading in the rescue. Right,
or what's the penalty to Jackie, which you don't control him anyway?
Let me see. Car will no longer be misplaced after skipping the rise to the PS restaurant with Joshua.
Right. You said rise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think you saw pies and it seemed like it just screwed everything up.
Oh, so this right here is all the quests that they actually fixed, because some of the quests would not, or like the side missions would not.
And like putting the body in the correct car all of a sudden fails the mission.
Right.
I hope that's in there. Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. I should have had that. Matter of fact, your son would have prevented me from buying this game. If I heard that in my head, it was like about to hit buy, but like, uh-oh. You know what? Maybe I should think about it.
I kind of felt bad because somebody got me this game on PS4, and I still have that game, but I bought it on PC. Well, I got the refund back on PS4, but I mean, I told him I did. He understood because he didn't realize the game was that bad, and I got it on PC. I kind of feel bad because I paid full price for this. I really did, and I kind of feel bad. I mean, the game does play pretty well, but all these problems, like, it ruined the experience.
And see, this is the thing. I was one of the people at the beginning. I was like, I didn't run into a lot of these bugs, but
this is a good one. This should be a good one. Keep talking. These are open world problems. I can't wait to get to that.
Open world. What a closed world problem.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to that one. Go ahead and finish.
But I was one of the people that was like, man, this is a dream come true. This game. I mean, as far as like, I wasn't running into any of these bugs, but you can't really deny what everyone else is going through. I'm like, just because I didn't personally experience them doesn't mean they didn't exist.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people, especially people on PC, because we were the ones that didn't experience a lot of the bugs. But, as we continue to play, the ugliness would appear more often. So, yeah, they screwed up.
All right, open world said fix the issue where impossible to complete. Okay. Collisions will no longer fail to stream in random during driving, which could lead V to driving into buildings and falling out of the world.
Oh my God. That's worse than the ball going through the bat.
I know, right? Let's see. What's another one?
It said destructibles will no longer be indestructible.
Where do you see that at? Oh, yeah, destructibles will no longer become indestructible after loading a save. What? Yeah, you be careful down there, son. These are other things as far as mission.
Blocked on traffic lanes while in fear. NPC hit by car. What's that?
NPC hit by a car will now immediately run in panic now.
Wait, okay, so that doesn't make any sense. If you got hit by a car, you're gonna get up and run in panic? You got hit by a car. Well, the speed of those cars in the game, you might be able to get up and never mind. I'm just trying to be logical because NPCs
will no longer stay blocked on traffic lanes while in fear. Come here, son. Come here. Give me this.
Oh, so you mean to tell me some doors wouldn't open? It says added the missing animation for opening the doors in several quests.
Oh, wow. Fix an issue where urinary stream could still be visible after NPC stopped peeing and moved away from the spot.
Casper was still peeing in its place. That's what it was called.
Right.
Man, this
cinematic design. Now, mind you, we're just now halfway through it. We're right here now. It said Dum Dum will no longer walk on air when leading to V to Royce in the second conflict. Hey. Well, he's Dum Dum. He should be able to do everything.
Man, he's arisen.
I know, right?
Junkie at the wait, hold up. Junkie at the Atlantis. Go back.
Atlantis Club will no longer glitch and never fade away.
No, go glitch and never fade away. Oh, this is too rich.
This is crazy.
This is so rich. Fixing UI dialogue elements and misleading placement of UI dialogue when talking to Panem and riders on the storm.
Phone will no longer disappear from NPC's hands in the afterlife scene of Ghost Town.
We got a T-posing site in the dollhouse.
NPC T-posing in the dollhouse of automatic love.
Oh, no. Yeah, they would be in the T-pose for automatic love.
Teddy will no longer be teleported away at the scene at the abandoned railroad station. Car lights will no longer stay on after the car battery dies in Ghost Town. Soldiers who were missing guns when Smasher appears in Love Like Fire are now armed.
Oh my god, this is...
Yeah, I had enough. I don't need to see any more of this.
Yeah, this is...
I'm done.
He no longer gets... Oh, okay, that was something else. Never mind, don't worry about it.
44 gigs later, and it still has problems. I don't know what to say. It's just ridiculous. I don't have anything else.
Uh-oh. That's my final thought. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. When will you be playing this game?
NEVER.
I'm gonna take a swing at this game again probably next year. I'm dead serious. I'll probably play this game next year. I am not touching this game. Even with all of this that they said they fixed, people are still on YouTube saying that there's still problems in the game. Like, you did 44 gigs worth of work and you still got basic problems still in the game. People falling through the ground. Cars still turning invisible. 44 gigs in parts of the city are still.
And here's the thing. Oh boy, his video dropped out. And here's the thing that Bill's often say. For 44 gigs of patchwork, it will still never improve how boring the story of the game is. So that's Bill's standpoint on that. So I know he would have.
Oh no, I'm here. I don't know what I think it backed me out. I don't know why. It's weird. I mean, I don't know.
It must have been that 1.2
Yeah,
patch
1.2 patch.
that came over.
But yeah, you still have all these problems in the game. I'm not touching it. I'm
No,
not.
The game should have came out in
refuse.
2077.
Yeah, it's called 2077, right? But no, but seriously, Antonio Wilson makes a good point. He's like, the game probably should have came out at that time. It should have came out in 2022. But what they did was they wanted to try to capitalize on this next gen and this Christmas rush, and this is what happened. It's exactly what happened.
Man, it was all a fail. The consoles, I'm like, even though they're blowing it out the water for sales, even though most of those sales are going to scalpers and bots, the fact that the generation was rushed. I know there's some people like Hard 8 that were impatient and like, man, this next generation needs to come now. I'm like, no, not right now, not with this pandemic. And then knowing that there was going to be some issues getting these consoles made and shipped out and available, like previous generations had consoles.
I still believe that these consoles, the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, they didn't reach their full potential.
Right.
I believe there's much more they could have done with it. I mean, those consoles been out maybe 3-4 years now. You don't get the max potential of a console to at least year 6.
Like, look, so what if your PS4 Pro sounds like an F-14 Tomcat? Keep playing.
Right. I believe there was somewhat rushed as well, especially during the pandemic where you really couldn't have games to come out to reach the potential of the new consoles anyway. Right. So it's like, for me, it's like I don't feel bad for not having a new console right now, because I don't feel like it's nothing there worth playing. Yeah, there's some upgrades to 2K21, there's some upgrades to Madden, but I have to be honest, like, is that really a $500 purchase for those upgrades in those games? I never said a Madden game was worth $65, let alone $500. Like, why? So,
and even for the ones that don't want to jump through hula hoops, that purchase goes up by like $200, sometimes $300. Now they're talking about an $800 purchase on something that was supposed to be $500 because they want to take advantage of the scalpers having and enabling them. And it's just like, no, don't do that.
Right, exactly. So
got plenty of games on this current gen. We're good.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, this current gen is still really good. So I mean, I don't know why. Right. I don't see the reason to jump, because a lot of people who said they're jumping, they're still playing like backwards compatible games. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get you basketball in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is that we were just talking about, like, the PS3, the Vita, the store being shut down by Sony, which they just confirmed that they did, and it's just like, we need, with all these games that are available to play, with Game Pass readily available on PC and Microsoft's through Xbox, it's like there's really no need for backwards compatibility to continue forward. I'm like, if you have PC, then it's just like you should have access to a lot of games backwards wise.
But you know what's about to take off though, because of the PlayStation Store going down.
Oh, what's that?
That PS3 emulator is about to take off.
Oh yeah,
that's about to take off because of that emulator. They're going to find ways to get those games that are no longer be able to purchase on the PlayStation 3. They're going to find a way to play them on an emulator. All those PlayStation Now, I mean not PlayStation, but PlayStation Network games. Mm-hmm. They're going to find a way to try to get those to work on the emulator. So be on the lookout for that. That's gonna be going like really big. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that as well. So that's gonna be interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't have anything else. I mean, I know there's one or two things you said you wanted to talk about. If you want to add to the rest of the podcast, let me know, because we can touch those real quick.
Okay. I know there was some NCAA talk earlier about Gonzaga, Baylor, and stuff like that, but we're gonna flip it to the women, because often we don't talk about the women's side of sports. So, and this one in particular focuses on the Baylor women who lost. I forgot who they lost to, but
they lost to UConn.
Okay, so they lost. So they lost to UConn. But the way they lost to UConn was controversial, because there was a clear foul that should have been called towards the end of the game that wasn't called. So Mulkey. I don't know the coach's. I think that's her last name. She was ranting about it after the press conference. She had a legit issue about the non-call, but she goes, let's see, in the middle of her rant, she starts talking about the Final Four and going off about how they should stop COVID testing for the Final Four. So like if a player comes up positive, like as it currently states, they test every day. If a player in the Final Four, she did reference the men's side of things too, that they should drop them for both the men and the women Final Four, so nobody's team gets taken out because the kids tested positive. And yeah, some people they agree with her because they want this to be free of anything that could take a team out and have it could
tip the balance, yeah.
Right, because it happened. It already happened once. It happened to VCU earlier in the tournament. They I forgot which team benefited from it, but VCU couldn't continue because half their team was like laced with COVID positive tests. But she wasn't. But the funny thing about it is that it was part of her rant. It wasn't something that she was asked about. She just gave her opinion, just out of nowhere based off of that. And I feel, honestly, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, she's ranting at this point. She's obviously upset over the fact that her team just lost in a controversial fashion. It should have been a foul call. But now she's going off into, they should stop COVID testing for these Final Four games so they can be played. And, clearly, like I said, she's ranting and she's not really thinking about the overall situation. It's not, in that situation, it's not just about making sure that the games go off without a hitch. Let's say they stop testing and nobody knows if they're positive or not. They play these games. Whoever wins. That's fine. Kids get to celebrate, whatever. They go back to campus. Nobody knows if they probably will get tested once they go back to campus. But what if they test positive once they go back to campus? They may have had it for quite some time. Some of them are going home after this. Right. You're talking about like you do that in this one moment. You're talking about possibly jeopardizing not just the immediate teammates, coaches, refs, ushers, security guard, people who close the stadium every night. You're also talking about the students on campus they may run into, friends, family. You're talking about people that it could possibly. Now, it's not what I'm saying is not meant to scare people, but it's meant to show how single-minded her process was, and how
that's basketball,
and how the fact that she let her anger over a call lead to this statement. Because I don't think she makes this
the basketball
if this call, went the way it did. But then I also found out that she made a stupid ass comment in the past.
See the basketball?
Because again, she is Baylor's head coach. She made a statement about, well, if parents after this was like doing that whole investigation about sexual harassment, rape, and stuff like that on the campus, and we already know a couple of players have been caught up in it. As of right now, Darius Geis is the main one that we hear about. But she made a statement. It was like, despite all this going on, if parents aren't considering their kids, and at the time she was recruiting for the women's basketball team, if they're not considering Baylor as a part of their recruiting process, then they're dumb as bricks or whatever. I'm like, whoa, why would you say that with this whole investigation going on? So, right. I'm like, when I heard about that, I was just like, all right, so you're known to make crackpot. So I thought, and I talked to Bills about this earlier, and we both have a fundamental disagreement about the COVID testing in this Final Four process. Because it's like, look, why stop now when the reason why the college season is going on, because
you throw the ball.
College testing is allowed for every game.
Fell down. So, he fell down. I kind of understand what she's saying about the COVID thing. You don't want it to tempt the balance. With,
I see you.
Yeah, I see you too, baby. And You see, baby? No, that's you. You see yourself. You say, I see, baby. You don't know that's you. But no, I get it because you don't want nothing to happen to tip the balance of the game, and I get it. But at the end of the day, it's like, how much do you value getting tested? It's totally up to, I guess, the teams and the organization of the tournament. I mean, that goes no further than what it is, you know. So I don't know how that will play out. I do agree with it, but you know, because you don't want the day of somebody is positive and it'll really like mess up the entire game as far as who, you know, can win or lose. Like their star player be out, or not even a star player, just somebody who's actually fairly important to the team, and it could swing the balance up. So I do understand that. Yeah, they're shooting the ball. He's looking at highlights of basketball.
Yeah, and right now,
Every time the ball goes in, he loves basketball.
And right now the Caps are down to the Rangers 4-2. So this is the third period.
Mm-hmm. All right. But yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty much it for this episode. I don't have anything else. I mean, I guess that could be it. I could do a few more things before the day. I could do a few more things before the day is over. Put him to bed one. You know, right? Yeah, you going to bed.
Well, it's funny. He found his way to keep his face from being on the screen and hide behind the mic.
I know, right?
Hot filter.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, DJ, what you got before we get up out of here?
All right, so tomorrow will be the debut of season 3 of what the F just happened, because you know I was on that 2-week hiatus. I worked it into my schedule so I don't burn myself out.
It's
You
yellow.
can find me over there on Twitch, EVO325, as has generously put up the username. So you can find me over there. I go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. So if you just to put it out there, make sure you watch Bat and the Sons. That's the YouTube channel. Dying is Easy, featuring Batman and Joker. And also watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, because we're going to be talking about DC, not DC Comics as a whole, but you know, we're going to be talking about those two flicks in particular. So it'll be dominated with that. There'll be nothing else being talked about. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Twitch channel, EVO325. If you want to check out the blogs or the playlists of the podcast, go to dj81.org. You check out some writing, and like I said, I have the playlist, the YouTube playlist for What the F Just Happened, also on there as well. So you can find me on Twitter at dj81. And this was a good show. Again, I wish Bills were here, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he wanted to take some time away, and that's fine. The door is always open if he wants to come through. That is great. It's always there available for him. You know, the link will always be there. So, with that being said, I'm gonna do my outro. All right, son, get down. Go see what mommy wants. He's going to mom. All right. As for me, man, once again, I thank everybody. This has been a really good show. Good, really good topics. We had a pretty good insight from everybody. We really appreciate you guys. Also, like I said, you check out DJ stuff. He's going to be back on his show tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. I do have a couple things I have to do. I'm still in search for this. Which side it is? On this side right here. This bookshelf right here. I'm trying to get a second one that looks like this one. So I'm in the process of getting that. Javion, good to see you, man. Yeah, long time no see. It's a long time since I seen you.
Yeah.
Good to see you, bro. But we're doing the outros right now. We're about to slide up out of here. Hopefully you can go back and listen to us. Also, if you don't want to watch us on the YouTube channel, you can go to Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. We're all over there as well. If you want to go check us out and download it to your favorite device, and you can be on Program Manager. So if you want to come back and check out the visuals, great. If you just want to listen to the audio, it's right there. Also, if you haven't already, go over to my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, the VF Cast. I have a second podcast that I do on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. And that's it's kind of like the same format that I do over here, but it just talks about it's more in depth with gaming and not so much of sports, and it's not just with gaming as far as gaming. I'm trying to think, not just the games, just talking about the lifestyle of gaming and how people game and their habits and other ways that they do game and certain consoles and certain generations of gaming and all the other stuff. So you can go check that out. I'm gonna put the link into the chat so you guys could check out the channel. And pretty much that's gonna be it. I'm gonna continue to be putting more content out. And let's see, copy that. Let me put that up.
Got Pooh in here coming in late.
Yeah, he's still playing Monster Hunter Rise. Whatever, man. But yeah, you guys can it's good to see you though, seriously. You can check out this channel right here. Let's see, paste that. There we
It's
go.
gonna be funny when Joe Flacco is starting for the Philadelphia Eagles by week 5.
And like I said, I got more content coming up. I'm probably do another video on the VFcast channel. This channel right here, if you're on YouTube, this channel is basically going to be the podcast channel where we do the podcast. I do some pickup videos on this channel. That stuff's probably going to end up moving to that channel as well. This one is basically just going to be the podcast. So we'll do the podcast over here. If we do a special episode, it'll be over here as well. We do a stream on Twitch as well. So if you haven't already, go over there to Twitch, look up VF Baller. You can follow me there. You can also follow DJ at Evo325. Also, if you want to check Bills out on Twitter, because he's mostly on Twitter, it is what is it, JMBMJ32. Oh no, yeah, that's right. I'm looking at his Twitch channel. I'm sorry. I'm looking at his Twitch channel, my bad. But his J is at JMBMJ. You go check him out over there on the Twitter sphere as well. So I think that's it, man. Shout out to everybody who came through. If you haven't already, please click the like button. It will help the channel grow and help not only the channel, help the podcast grow so more people will find us over here. And so all the links are there. And definitely we'll see you guys next. Oh, one more thing. If you want this shirt right here, this hoodie, I have shirts as well. It's the Teespring. Link is in the description. Also, if you're on Twitch, you can find that in the chat as well. It's also in the About section on Twitch. The Less Complaining, More Gaming. Let me move that way. See, Less Complaining, More Gaming hoodie, T-shirts.
I'm gonna just let people know this is the original spot of Less Complaining, More Gaming. I'm gonna make that clear right now.
Somebody using my line for content, but that's okay. But I will advise you guys to go over there and check out the Teespring link. There's going to be some changes within the next week or so where there's going to be new products up there, and most of the cold winter stuff like this is going to be discontinued until around September. So if you want to get that stuff, it'll be a good time to get it. I will be putting a discount on that stuff for maybe a week or 2 weeks. So if you want to get it while the getting is good. And there's going to be a whole new stuff for summer. So hopefully you guys will check that stuff out. I guess that's it, man. And you guys take it easy. And we'll see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. We'll be around here Thursday. Yeah, because I thought the day was Thursday, man. Don't judge me. All right, y'all.
We are not ready for this, man.
No, man. We're out, man. Peace, y'all. Take it easy. Be safe.
This man's already on Saturday.
Look at this guy. Look who shows up.
Wow.
Goodbye, Pelican man. You're late. You're late. Come back Thursday.
Yeah, hit rewind. You'll see our esports boxing thoughts.
Yeah, you can go back and rewind because the person that's on the line is no longer available.